I'm going to give you a hands-on look at the new Denon DJ Prime 2. I've had about an hour to play with this, so I've got some first thoughts for you. If you're considering this, if you're comparing it to the Prime 4, or if you're comparing it to Pioneer's XDJ RX2, which is also a 2-channel standalone controller, so it's right in that camp, we'll give you some help here. So this is, as the name suggests, a 2-channel version of the controller that kind of shook up standalone, the Prime 4. Now that means that instead of having the big 4-channel mixer in the middle, it's got a 2-channel mixer. It's cut down, but not a massive amount. It's got that word Prime in it, and Denon DJ say Prime means fully featured. So you're not going to find things missing here of much importance that you'll find higher up the range in this gear. So obviously one area where it's been cut down is the mixer, 2 channels. It hasn't got phono and line inputs around the back. These are software channels working with the built-in software. That said, it does still retain the auxiliary input, so for a backup source or for plugging in an iPhone or something to play the odd request or whatever, that's still there. It's still a very mobile DJ focused unit. It's got the 2 mic channels. They've still got EQ and talk over, although it is shared by those controls are shared by both channels in this version. So the other big change, I guess, when you're looking at the unit, the jog wheels are around the same, the nice long throw pitch faders are the same, but the other big thing that you notice is the screen is a lot smaller. It does feel a lot smaller than the screen on the Prime 4. It's actually a 7-inch screen. It's even smaller than the screen on an iPad mini. For me, that's the biggest thing that I think some people will think it's a bit small for me here. Certainly people with older eyes might think I really like that screen on the Prime 4. Of course, it's a smaller unit, so it's another compromise. It's actually fixed as well, so there isn't that angle on the screen that you get on the Prime 4. For some, that might be an advantage. Some people see that as a weak spot on the bigger unit, something that could accidentally get yanked off or damaged. It's fixed there, as it is indeed on the Pioneer unit that I was referring to. Okay, so other changes on this. It's the difference, while we're talking about comparing it to the competition, because that's what people are going to do, it's a 2-channel standalone controller, and Pioneer's been there, you know, they had the first 2-channel standalone DJ controller. When you are comparing it to that, you realize that this is next generation. The screen is multi-gesture touch. It's the same screen, albeit shrunk down, that you get on all the other units. So there's an improvement there over the kind of older generation tech in the Pioneer gear. There is a single missing USB, if you like. It's still got the USB and the SD slot there, but there were 2 SD slots, the 2 USB slots on the other unit. But the functionality is still there for recording and for using both of them for your music and so on. What's the same is that you've got Wi-Fi. You've got the streaming of Tidal, you've got the streaming, the forthcoming streaming of other services into this as well. You've still got the hard drive slot underneath, so for a mobile DJ wanting to put all their music in this, that is something that hasn't gone away. But what is different, the effects are slightly differently integrated, because the effects on the Prime 4 have got little displays above them, which are really cute, but they're missing on here. So there's no kind of extra little displays to tell you what's going on the effects. Instead, they're on the screen. So you swipe down on the screen, you've got effects there, and you can enable them, and then you get to see the effects on the unit itself. And there's a couple of different displays on the unit as well. By holding down Shift and pressing View, you can switch between the two displays, the horizontal and the vertical, and the effects are at the bottom and they're on the top on the vertical display, but they're there. And as you adjust the effects, you can see that there's a kind of little drop down menu, and the effects buttons, encoders, they've got push on them, so they're missing the buttons underneath, but most of the functionality is still there just by pushing down on the encoder. So very slightly trimmed down effects, but certainly not anything that most DJs I think would worry about. Little tiny other changes. The sync button has moved, for instance. They've kind of tied it up where a few of the buttons are, but they are all still there. The buttons and the functions are all still there. The pads all do exactly what they do on the Prime 4 as well. The grid editing buttons have gone, but you can edit the grid just by holding down Shift and Slip and then moving the jog wheels, and that'll do your grid shifting as well. So that's also still there. So a lot of people are going to be pleased with this. Most DJs, in our experience, don't actually use more than 2 channels. So while it's very nice to have a big 4-channel mixer, in theory, you can plug all your stuff in and you know, moving the thing around is more difficult. This is a lot more portable, and with the auxiliary input there as well as your kind of pseudo third channel, that's going to be enough for most people. So a lot of DJs will look at this and think that's the form factor that I've been looking for. So there's an advantage there. And as I said a little bit earlier on, maybe the only disadvantage and the one thing you're going to want to look at yourself and make sure that you're happy with it is the size of the screen, because for me and for my eyes, that screen isn't quite as nice as the big 10-inch screen on the bigger unit. So that's our first look. We've enjoyed it. Build quality is the same, feels the same. It's got the same professional kind of image to the world, if you like. So no mobile DJ is going to be feeling in any way compromised by turning up at a gig and plonking this down in front of the crowd. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. It's just got that more portability and slightly stripped down functionality that is going to come with a smaller box and just the 2 channels built into it. And price wise, well, this is $13.99 and it's considerably cheaper than the competition as well. So another compelling reason to go for this one over some of the other choices out there. Just check out the screen and make sure you're happy with it. So there you go, a quick look at the Prime 2 from Denon DJ. As soon as we've had time to really get stuck deep into this unit and have a long play with it, we'll bring you our full review, but hopefully that's enough for you to get thinking about for now. Meanwhile, get good, get out there and make the moments.